Hey guys, and welcome to day 5 of my countdown to Game of Thrones. Now we are at the top 10 most epic moments, or my favorite epic moments. I always feel like I have to say my favorite because if you guys don't agree, then you yell at me. I am so excited. A couple of things. I'm just going to reiterate that this is not death scenes. If there are death scenes that you're thinking are missing from this list, that's a separate list. There are a couple of moments that kind of teetered, could have gone either way. I used my judgment. I don't know. There's definitely one coming up that I think probably could have gone on either list. But it made it on this one. All right. But yeah, I also want to say, like, when I'm editing these, it's kind of funny that I just feel so like weird being like, I really loved it when, like, you know, people sliced other people's throats. Like, it's so morbid and weird to talk about. Yeah, it's like really weird. Anyway, let's get started. Number 10 on the list is another one, like I said in the last video, credit where credit is due. You guys may not agree that this is kind of the better moment of Battle of the Bastards, but this is when Ramsey circles Jon's army with his army. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a smart decision. If Sansa didn't show up, that was it. Done. You know, as much as we don't want to admit that Ramsey had more men. That's why he won, or was going to win at this point, until Sansa showed up. You know, there were other factors as well, but it seemed like kind of a really smart strategy, and it was insane to watch and just see everybody suffocating and the chaos inside of that little circle. You know, we had some good moments of Tormund biting the guy's, you know, throat out and stuff, but it was insane. And seeing the bodies like pile on top of Jon and him trying with all of his might. As somebody who's claustrophobic, I don't appreciate that scene too much. It freaks me out a lot, but you know, and I'm not sure that you guys would agree that this should go on the top 10, but man, it just stands out to me. Number 9 on the list is Bran lighting up Stannis' fleet in the Battle of Blackwater. I love it. I love it. Wildfire is, you know, it's a tricky thing, you know. I kind of, you know, I was definitely shocking, I know. During the Battle of Blackwater, I was definitely Team Lannister. I know, you guys just jaws dropped to the floor. However, so it was so great because I was like, oh God, what the heck? And to know that that was coming up, and the way that he does that stance with the, you know, little known fact, I have decent at archery, and I really enjoy archery, and so I like a good bow and arrow moment, and yeah, so maybe I'm a little biased for that. Also, I really love Bran, so I'm a little biased with that too. I love that moment. It was just insane to see. You know, this was before kind of some of the other battles that, you know, they keep kind of upping their game every battle, right? But it was at the time too such a crazy moment in TV for Game of Thrones. I loved it. Number 8 on this list is the Night King raising his army of the dead at the end of the Battle of Hardhome. Talk about terrifying. Now this, like, that in whole him standing there with the, like, is turned into so many gifs and like so many things that, you know, sometimes now I can't watch it and really take it seriously. I'm more like, yes, like, you know, but at the time it was just so terrifying. It's like, no matter how many of them you kill, you can't beat them. They just come back up. Like, it's just insane. It's like, watching Hardhome was like, yeah, how anybody made it out alive is like unfathomable. Like, it was insane. And for him to basically kind of be looking Jon Snow in the eye and being like, bitch, what? I mean, really, like, basically. I'm sure that he probably would have said something slightly more elegant than bitch what, but I'm gonna say in his mind he was like, bitch what? And it had to be in my top 10 most epic moments. Number 7 on this list is when Drogon saves Dany in the fighting pits. The fighting pits was a really kind of scary moment. Seeing, you know, kind of panic around like Dany's crew, you know, as they're kind of getting into the fighting pits, it's scary. Now, I will say that she has a couple of fighters on her side that I think, you know, with Jorah and Dario and my love Grey Worm. I love Grey Worm, sorry. And, you know, they could probably hold their own, but there were a lot of them. I loved the sweet moment between Daenerys and Missandei where they kind of held hands. I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And then she closes her eyes and we hear Drogon coming through, and it is just amazing. I think a lot of people got more chills when she, you know, climbed on Drogon and rode him out of there. I got more chills when he showed up. You can let me know what you think in the comments, but like the whole scene was amazing, obviously, but I kind of loved that, you know, maybe he can like sense that she's in danger, maybe not, but I just love that scene. And I think when he just comes in and, you know, we have, you know, these kind of warriors at her side, basically, you know, not missing a beat. As soon as he comes in, they get to fighting too. It was an amazing scene. Number 6 is probably to me, the best one-on-one fight of the entire show. They have not, okay, maybe one rivals it, but the best one-on-one fight with the show is Brienne versus the Hound. I remember watching it and just going, I don't know who to root for. I don't know, wait, no, nobody kill each other. And it was the most like grittiest fight ever. Like, it was insane. And I always go back to that scene. It was just one of the kind of, sorry to repeat a word, but grittiest moments of the show. 2 of the best fighters going at it. How many times do we sit, you know, around, when maybe it's just me, but like we say like, if Bran and the Hound fought, who would win? Or if this person fought, who would win? And like with that, Brienne and the Hound, we got it, and it was there, and it was amazing. 2 of the best fighters, 2 of what I think are 2 of the most beloved characters and most badass characters, and I mean, it was amazing. Number 5 is when Arya finally gets her revenge on Walder Frey. It was about time. I mean, I'm not saying that to Arya, I'm saying like show, like we wanted to get rid of Frey a really long time ago. What I really loved about the season 6 finale was that the writers gave some other characters a chance to shine. I've said this in videos before. And though, you know, there are other big characters, there are other wonderful characters, I feel like a lot of the epic moments, and you can obviously say rightfully so, kind of always go to Jon or Daenerys. And I liked that when we got into this finale, there were some big power moves from other people, and Arya being one of them. You know, it was so satisfying, just the way that she did it, the way that she let him know who she was. It was such a great moment, and just skyrocketed up this list of one of my favorite moments of all time, and definitely my favorite Arya moment to date. All right, guys, I am going to put a little disclaimer, kind of treat the next 4 like they're all tied for first. I was making my list and ranking everything, and then I got to these 4 and I said, I don't know of which one I really liked the most or whatever. I don't know. So I'm going to kind of list them, I think, in order of how I feel about the characters, really more so than the moments. I'm really sorry for that, but they're kind of all tied for me. All right, let's go. So number 4 is when Daenerys gets the Unsullied. This is my favorite Daenerys moment. I don't think anything tops it in my opinion, but I'm sure, you know, like the fighting pits was really great. There's a lot of great Daenerys moments. But to me, that scene just gives me chills, and I love it. I love how she played that guy. I love how she kind of like made it seem like she was gonna give up a dragon, her favorite dragon. I just absolutely think that that scene is just so amazing. And to see her walking off and like throwing away like the whip and walking off with her army of Unsullied. Oh my God. It's just, that scene just completely is, I think, the best scene at showing how much of a badass she is and also how smart she can be. There's some other scenes that I don't think they really show that as much as this scene did, and I loved it. It was a great power move, and it was amazing. And we're going to go into number 3, and that is when Jon Snow kills a White Walker. Hardhome was like, it was a lot to take in the first few minutes, and everything's going crazy, and like everyone's dying, and I don't even know what the fuck is happening, and whatever. And you just see Jon Snow, and you're just like, they're not gonna kill Jon Snow. Like, what the fuck is this? And to see him kind of fighting for his life in this really hectic kind of scene, and to see him see that the sword kind of hits and doesn't, you know, break into a million pieces, he doesn't flinch. This is why I will say I've grown to really like Jon, is because, you know, he takes his moments, especially in battles. Like, if he gets a moment where he can, like, you know, earlier in this list, there was, like, him versus Styr, who kind of overpowered him, but he took his moment. And I love that. And as soon as he saw that, he didn't waste a beat. Before the White Walker could react or anything, he just turned around and slashed the motherfucker. I think that that was, I mean, probably my favorite battle moment of the entire show. We'll see if they can top it, but that was amazing. Number 2 on this list, surprise, surprise, is when Cersei blows up the Faith Militant. This sequence is just, it was beautifully done. The music is probably my favorite piece of music of the entire show. The way that she has this new dress that very much embodies Tywin's kind of outfit that he would wear, you know, and she looks more so like a soldier. It's kind of this transformation that she's had, that she wants to handle things on her own now. Whether that's a smart idea, not a good idea, I mean, you can argue amongst yourselves. However, you know, it was a very significant moment for her to basically say, you know, I think for a while she's always been kind of told that you're the one who gets married off. And this was the moment where she's like, no, this is the moment where I am going to get revenge on my enemies, and I'm going to like it. I'm not going to lift a finger myself. Very Cersei, I think. And I'm going to, you know, drink wine while you people burn. And this is the point where she is the villain. She is the mad queen We got some problems with her in charge, but I can't say that I'm not looking forward to every moment of it. And number one on this list, probably my favorite scene of the entire show. I can't express how much I love this scene, and I'm really sorry if you guys do not think that it does not deserve the number one spot, but it is Tyrion's speech at his trial where he demands trial by combat. I get chills. I love it. I love that this is the moment he is pushed to the edge with his family. This is it. And the way that all of the words that were coming out of his mouth was outpouring all of the frustration I feel like he's felt his entire life. You know, I feel like, you know, maybe besides Jaime, he has so much resentment towards everyone, and the way that he says, I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Oh my God, and them parading Shay up there and saying those, it was just the things that he's done for his family, and for this to happen to him was just tragic. And for him to get his final say, it didn't even matter that he didn't even win the trial by combat, you know, at the end of it all. But that scene to me was just this moment, and the look between Tyrion and Tywin at the end of that, you know, Peter Dinklage, Charles Dance, and Lena Headey in the same room with all of that tension. I can't ask for a better moment. It was amazing. Tyrion will always be my favorite, so that's why he gets the top spot with this brilliant acting. And yeah, so I mean, I am interested to see what you guys think. Like I said, kind of the top four are kind of all tied. And I just went with favorites, you know, of characters. But yeah, so I hope that you guys really, really enjoyed these videos and these moments. Like I said, if you think that there's like a moment missing, there is a very high chance that it's going to be on the death scenes, as opposed to, you know, I didn't just include sad death scenes, I did include kind of triumphant death scenes, maybe death scenes that we were kind of happy about. So you'll probably see it over there. But yeah, when I get to that video. But yeah, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this kind of series of videos, and I will be back tomorrow for the next countdown video. Bye!